welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is a really quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books coming out this week to your local comic book shop, or which ones you might be getting in the mail if you've pre-ordered them. So we've got a really big show this week. Pretty much two of the biggest books that we've had in quite a while, kind of in the same week. So let's get into it.
Yeah, we're going to start with the biggest one. This is Ultimate Black Panther #1. This is the second ongoing series in this new Ultimate Universe. Of course, we are still riding high from Ultimate Spider-Man, which was so good. And this is very similar in that most of the issue is setting the story. There's a little bit of a hook at the end that tells you that something big is coming, but we know that Ra and Khonshu, the gods Ra and Khonshu, are working together to do something bad, and Wakanda and T'Challa is going to have to figure out their place. What are they going to do about it? There's some great artwork. This was a really good and big and explosive issue.
Yeah. The other big one this week is Thundercats #1 from Dynamite. So, Thundercats are back in comics, and this is a return to form of classic Thundercats. So, you're basically getting kind of sped through the first little bits of the Thundercats. We get their origin of them coming to Third Earth. You get kind of, here's a little bit of about each of the characters, and then right towards the end, you really see where the story is probably going in the future that's pretty interesting. So, another big one this week, Thundercats #1.
And next is, I love this title, DC's How to Lose a Guy Gardner in 10 Days. This is just a fun anthology book. It's got, I think, 8 or 10 different stories, short stories featuring various characters in various romantic situations. It's a perfect book for Valentine's Day. Everything is really fun. So if you're looking for a nice Valentine's holiday themed book, this is the one to get.
Next up for me, Star Wars Mace Windu #1. This is a new mini-series. Takes place before The Phantom Menace. Mace Windu is not even on the Jedi Council yet. He's just a Jedi Knight, and Yoda sends him out on a mission to get a very dangerous item before some worse people get to it. But a new character, so this has a first appearance of a character named Azita Cruz, has stolen this item, and Mace must find her to find this item that is very dangerous. So, new character in this, plus I thought it was really fun.
And next for me is The One Hand #1. This is a new book written by Ram V. This is about a detective named Ari Nasser. He is literally about to retire. He's at his retirement party when he hears about a murder that follows the same MO of a serial killer that he put away twice several years before. And instead of retiring now, he is going to go down sort of a rabbit hole of trying to figure out who is this new murderer, or is it the one he already put away?
Another really cool, kind of big one this week, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return #1. This is a new miniseries. You don't have to have read any of the other Power Rangers comics to know what's going on. It just uses the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is kind of an alternate timeline where 22 years ago, the Power Rangers beat all of their biggest villains, but now, years later, it looks like they may have to reform to save a friend. Really cool, and it's written by the original Pete Granger, Amy Jo Johnson.
And next is Wolverine Madripoor Knights #1. So this takes place very shortly after Uncanny X-Men #268, I think from 1990, the epic Captain America Wolverine Black Widow on the cover, drawn by Jim Lee. And now we get those same characters as they try to track down this sort of extraterrestrial weapon that is going up for auction in Madripoor.
Very cool. I've got Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum. This is a prequel to the game that just came out, last week?
Yeah.
Showing how did this team of Suicide Squad members get formed when Amanda Waller is now running Arkham Asylum, and she pits basically all the inmates against each other to see who comes out on top, who will be her Task Force X. And I believe this does have a code in it for an in-game item or something. So if you got the game, you want to get a little bit more of it, here you go.
And last for me is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees #3. And in this one, Sam, who is our main, our bear character, who is actually a murderer. We saw that in the first issue. She thinks she's found the murderer in Woodbrook where she lives, and we actually spend most of the issue with a cat named Melody, who is also the town butcher. So it sounds like a rap, right? But there's a little bit more than it seems with this new character, Melody.
And next up, I've got Sensational She-Hulk number 5. This is continuing the storyline where it's kind of girls' night on the town with She-Hulk and Captain Marvel and Patsy Walker. When suddenly demons start attacking their favorite bar. But who is behind this? It might be an old fling of Patsy Walker that's really fun. And also, Carol has an offer for She-Hulk that may have ramifications throughout the Marvel Universe. So if you watched our previous show, you may have heard what that is, but it's very interesting in this one. So that is Sensational She-Hulk number 5. And that is it for our top 10 quick comic picks. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can order these books, the ones that are available. Some, might not be available because they're really hot and maybe you should have pre-ordered them. But that's why we do these shows, so you know better. Going into your store, you know what to pick up. And some great stuff this week. Stay tuned for our longer show coming up. We'll be going over these books in a lot more detail, showing their variants, all that good stuff. But until next time, see ya.